Before time had a name, before stars were flung into the void, there was only a voice, and that voice said, "Let there be light." But here's what they never told you. Not all light came from heaven, and not all creation bowed to the Creator. What if Genesis isn't just about beginnings, but about a war, buried in code, and a rebellion, hiding in plain sight? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. But the Hebrew whispers something deeper. Tohu wabohu, chaos, desolation, a wasteland. Why would a perfect God start with chaos? Unless something had already gone wrong. Some say, between Genesis 1 verse 1 and 1:2, there is a fracture. A war not written in ink, but carved in the silence. The fall of Lucifer, not in Isaiah, not in Ezekiel, but in the shadows of Genesis itself. The earth was formless and void. Darkness on the face of the deep. But where did the darkness come from? Could it be the ruins of a world judged before our own? A pre-Adamic earth, erased. Genesis doesn't begin with peace. It begins with aftermath. The Spirit hovered not over beauty, but over wreckage. Let us make man in our image. Who is us? A divine council? Angels? Beings not taught in Sunday school? And when God formed Adam, was he truly the first? Cain feared others when cast out. Who were they? Were they from a world before the garden? Were there others? Forgotten? Hidden? The serpent was not just a snake. Scripture calls him crafty, shining, wise. Was Eve deceived, or initiated? You will not surely die. You will be like God. And she didn't die. Not that day. Was it a lie? Or a truth, half revealed? Knowledge was the fruit. But it came at a price. Division, shame, exile, and the war moved into flesh. Cain and Abel, two brothers, two altars. One brought blood, the other brought crops. God chose blood. Cain's offering was rejected, and rage opened the door to murder. But here's what they don't preach. 1 John 3 verse 12 calls Cain of the evil one. What does that mean? Some believe Cain was not just Adam's son, but the seed of the serpent, a hybrid bloodline, a corrupted line. This isn't just family drama. It's spiritual warfare in human form. Genesis 6, the most ignored chapter. The sons of God saw the daughters of men and took them as wives. The result: giants, Nephilim, beings of myth, or facts buried under theology. The flood wasn't just about sin. It was about genetics, corrupted flesh, heavenly rebellion. God had to purge the bloodlines. And Noah, he was chosen not just for righteousness, but for purity, perfect in his generations. After the flood, mankind united, not in worship, but in defiance. The Tower of Babel wasn't just tall, it was technological, ritualistic, a stargate, maybe, a portal, and God stopped them, not because he feared them, but because they remembered too much. So he scattered their tongues, but the memory remained. From Seth to Noah, from Noah to Shem, from Shem to Abram, the war continued. Each generation, the serpent sought the seed, to corrupt it, to kill it, to possess it. Abraham was not just chosen, he was marked as the carrier of the line that would birth the Messiah. Genesis ends not in peace, but with a promise, and a shadow, a chosen family, and enemies waiting. You were told Genesis was about beginnings, but it was more than that. It was about blood, about war, about secrets, from light to exile, from Eden to Egypt. Genesis is not just the first book, it is the first coded message, a warning, a prophecy, A map. Read it again. Not with your eyes, but with your spirit. Because the war that began in Genesis never truly ended. It just got smarter. And it still rages.